These are the newest release of headphones from Beats by Dre. These are the Beats Solo 4. And I don't know about you guys, but I always thought that Beats were actually more of a neck accessory rather than headphones, because that's really where you see it 80% of the time. Even in all the MKBHD thumbnails for all of the Beats, he's wearing them around his neck. I feel like these are a staple neck brace or a neck accessory. But in all seriousness, I do like the Beats look. I've always thought they were a little bit more on the athletic side. And now that I'm kind of picking up running again, I wanted to look for headphones that were a little bit more lightweight than the Crusher ANC2s. Those are some pretty heavy and massive headphones. So I decided to pick up these. These are the Solo 4. They're meant to be more portable. They're meant to be more lightweight. And I figured I'd test them out to see how they kind of compete in this space of being a more athletic, more set for being more portable and more lightweight. Which curiously, they actually have no IP rating, or at least I couldn't find anything on the website, meaning that if you are planning on using these to go out for a run outside, if you live in a place where it's more kind of rainy, where there's a lot more, say, dust storms like here in Arizona in the summer, these don't have any IP rating, so just make sure you're careful if you're using these. Even if you don't have storms, if you're sweating, they're not even sweat proof is what some other brands say. These don't even have that on the website, so just make sure you're careful while using these headphones. And when it comes to what's inside of the box, you kind of get what's the standard or the default now for a lot of headphones, a lot of products really nowadays. You get a case inside of the headphone box, and in this case you get a USB-C to C cable that can be used for charging as well as passive listening if you have a device that uses a USB-C port like a 15 Pro or also a lot of Android phones. You also get a 3.5 millimeter cord in case you also want to listen to them passively through a 3.5 headphone jack rather than using the USB-C cable. And then following that design choice of being portable, this case is actually really small. You can barely fit the headphones in, or not, I wouldn't say barely, I think it's designed to be like this, but it is a little bit tight to get the headphones in and out. You can only fit them folded, so you will have to fold them to fit them inside. But inside this box, you can also fit the USB-C charging cord as well as the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, so that you can have all of your accessories along with your headphones in this small carrying case. And these headphones are very much feature packed. If you look at the way the Beats Studio headphones released just a few months ago, they kind of switched over to this new chipset that would work with Android just as well as with Apple, which I think is really good for Apple because they're no longer making another pair of headphones that's competing with their kind of first party lineup of the AirPods Max. They're making this one to be more secondary, more cross-platform. Now, along with that, they do come with a marketed 50 hours of battery life. You can see it all over their marketing material. You can get a lot of battery, and I will be putting that to the test. I've charged them up to 100%, and I want to log how long they're actually going to last, especially because the website says 50 hours, but the packaging says 40 hours stamped on it. I personally think this was just an error, but either way, I will be testing these to see how long they last. They tested it at 50% volume on an iPhone 15 Pro through iTunes. I am going to be testing it kind of using it cross-platform. I have a Samsung phone, a Samsung tablet that I use when I get on the treadmill. I use my iPhone sometimes for workouts. I use my MacBook. So I'm going to be testing it all across the board and see realistically how much can you expect to get. And these headphones also, like I mentioned, are compatible with Android, but not just Android as in being able to use them with an Android phone, but they also work with the Find My network. So if you have an iPhone, you can use the Find My network for all of your devices there. But if you have an Android, Google has a similar service as Apple, and you can use these headphones with that as well. These also come with that easy pairing option, so whenever you turn them on, whatever phone you're using, you're going to get that small notification to set them up with your phone. And when it does come to using them with your Apple devices, if you're within the Apple ecosystem already, unfortunately you don't get that easy switch because it doesn't have that Apple chip, so you can't easily switch between your devices. But once you have it set up with your 15 Pro or with your iPhone or a MacBook, it does still connect to all the other devices in a way where whenever you set it up with one device, as soon as you turn on the second device, a notification will pop up saying, do you want to connect these headphones? I've seen it pop up on my Apple TV, and I set it up with the 15 Pro, and I've also seen it pop up on the MacBook. It comes up with the already recognized devices. And then something that I do like about the Solo 4 is that they come with physical buttons. There's no weird gimmicks. There's no weird kind of gestures that you have to learn. It has a simple button for play and pause, and then it has a volume up and a volume down button. That's really for me all that I ask for, especially for headphones that I'm going to be using for working out, because I don't want to be caught up in trying to skip a track or increase the volume or decrease the volume, and you're kind of going or scrolling the wrong way while you're mid workout. So I do like having physical buttons, and that's a big plus for these headphones. But moving on to the negatives or the drawbacks of these headphones, these are smaller headphones than the ones I'm used to. These are on-ear headphones, meaning the headphones go on your ear rather than being over your ear or in your ear like something like an earbud. So because of that, they are smaller. The sound is a little bit smaller compared to some of the other headphones. It sounds more fuller, whereas these, it just sounds like a smaller headphone, but that could be because that's the design. I've been using them for 24 hours, so I do want to give them more time to see exactly how I feel about them. Initially, they're negative, but maybe once I start using them for long periods of time, my ears can get used to this sound signature compared to some of my other headphones. And comparing it to other headphones, these are also missing both active noise cancellation and transparency mode, which is something that has been staple for headphones, especially at $200 for across the board basically. Even my Skull Candy Crusher headphones, they're the ANC version, it has it in the name, so they're active noise cancellation and they have a transparency mode, and they cost $200. I've seen them go as low as $140. So realistically, that is a huge drawback of these headphones. I know they're made kind of for athletes, but even if you're an athlete, if you're an outside runner or you go outside, I feel like you want to pay more attention to your surroundings. So having a transparency mode is always a huge plus if you're an outdoor workouter. Now, because they are smaller and they are on ear, they kind of create this suction feeling whenever you put them on. So you get some sort of ANC. And also whenever you're kind of out running or whenever you're playing the music, it's harder to really hear the outside world, again, because they cover your ear canal and they create this suction feeling. So I guess you can say they have some sort of ANC, but they don't have any mics on here, which also could be why they have an extended battery life of up to 50 hours. And when it comes to the physical design aspects of these devices, I feel like there were three things that were on the top of their head when they created it: lightweight, portability, and being made for athletes. And these honestly touch on all three of those. They're foldable, so you can throw them in a case, you can throw them in your backpack. They're lightweight, they weigh less than any of the headphones I have, and they're also made to be for athletes because of being lightweight, being on ear, and being portable. So you can take them to the gym, throw them in your bag, and get there just fine. You don't have to take up too much space in your gym bag. And then lastly, a drawback of these headphones is that they have quite a heavy clamp force around your head. So if you're someone that wears glasses, whenever you put them on, these will push up against your ear, up against kind of the lens frame, and that can cause a little bit of pain, especially if you're using them for prolonged periods of time. I've actually used them for a couple hours at a time, and then they started to hurt my ear, my upper ear. They actually left an imprint on the ear because of how hard they were clamping. But then again, I don't know if over time the clamp force is going to loosen up a little bit, but as of right now, if you're someone that's going to buy them brand new, you will start feeling that clamp force. I will definitely update if that's something that changes with time. And speaking of updates, I will be using these headphones for a couple of weeks and comparing it to other headphones in the same price range, kind of in the same category of headphones. So make sure you guys get subscribed for that. I am planning on comparing them to the Soundcore Space One, which are a little bit more budget-friendly headphones. It costs about half of the price. There's also the Sony 720Ns, which I've reviewed in the past. Those are another pair of headphones that actually cost half as much, but they do come with that ANC. They do come with that transparency, so you can still use them for work as well as the Skull Candy Crusher ANC2, which I have right now with me. These are $200 headphones as well that are also meant to be more for working out. At least that's what I and other people use them for, because they have that bass booster. Sony did come out with the ULT headphones, which are also meant to be more bass heavy headphones. So I think those are another option as well to work out. I'll probably be picking those up. Those are also $200 headphones that come with a variety of features as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that future video. But as of right now, let me know down in the comments, are Beats headphones something that you're even considering on purchasing, or is that just completely out of the picture? Let me know down there. I'm interested to know what you guys think as well. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Click here to watch another one of my videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one.